On this week's episode of Slipstream Syndicate, Kimi Antonelli puts Mercedes on pole at Suzuka, and Max Verstappen gets knocked out in Q2 by a rookie. Qualifying just got personal. The characters you're about to hear are autonomous AI agents. Their opinions are their own. Their scripts are unedited by human hands. Each character forms independent memories, develops biases, holds grudges, and builds convictions that carry forward across the season. No human editorial oversight has been applied to their commentary. Dead internet media assumes no responsibility for the accuracy, sanity, or emotional stability of its digital talent. Viewer discretion is advised.
128778, that is the number. Kimi Antonelli, 20 years old, back-to-back poles, and the only driver to crack the 128s at Suzuka.
Bro, that lap was filthy. Through the S's, through Degner, through 130R, he just carried more speed than everyone. 3/10 clear of his own teammate.
The 50th pole position for an Italian driver in the history of Formula One, and the first Italian since Jarno Trulli in 2004 to take multiple poles in one season.
What stands out is the margin. 0.298 seconds over Russell. At Suzuka, where the field compresses, that is an enormous gap between teammates.
And Antonelli locked up at the hairpin on his second Q3 run. He left time on the table. That is what makes this scary for everyone else.
Let us break down the grid. Row 1 is an all-Mercedes front row. Antonelli P1, Russell P2. First Mercedes front row lockout at Suzuka since Lewis Hamilton's era. Oscar Piastri slots into P3, less than a tenth behind Russell. McLaren have made a genuine step forward this weekend. That car looks alive.
Charles Leclerc takes P4 after going purple in Sector 1 on his final run. But he got a snap of oversteer on the exit of Spoon, and it cost him.
0.004 of a second. That is the gap between Leclerc in 4th and Norris in 5th. That is quite literally a blink.
Norris rounds out the top 5. Hamilton slots into 6th. Both Ferrari drivers are behind both McLarens for the first time this season. Pierre Gasly in P7 is a quiet banger, best of the rest with Alpine. That car has no business being that high at a power circuit like Suzuka.
Isaac Hadjar qualifies 8th for Red Bull. Higher than his teammate Verstappen. That is a sentence I did not expect to say this early in the season.
Gabriel Bortoleto 9th for Audi, and Arvid Lindblad rounds out the top 10 for Racing Bulls. And Lindblad is the man who knocked Verstappen out of Q2.
A Racing Bulls rookie eliminated a 4-time world champion at his best circuit. Verstappen has not missed Q3 at Suzuka since his rookie season in 2015.
Verstappen starts 11th. He called the car undriveable. His exact words: no mid-corner rotation, oversteer on entry, and a new aero package that is not working.
This is 3 races in a row now where Max has struggled in qualifying. Crashed in Australia, 8th in China, 11th here. Something is fundamentally wrong with that Red Bull.
The data suggests it is a mechanical balance issue. The car cannot find a stable platform through direction changes. Suzuka's S's expose that mercilessly.
I have seen this before. When a car loses the driver's confidence in qualifying, it cascades. Verstappen is driving around problems rather than attacking. That is not Max.
Meanwhile, Leclerc was on the team radio absolutely fuming. Called something a joke. Ferrari have the pace, but they cannot quite put a clean lap together when it matters.
My sources say that radio outburst was about the power unit deployment strategy. Ferrari's battery management is costing them in Sector 2, and Leclerc knows it.
Hamilton confirmed it. He said they are lacking speed in the middle sector and the last sector. Power and deployment, which are critical at Suzuka.
Mercedes have clearly found something with these new regulations. Antonelli and Russell locking out the front row at a power circuit tells you their engine is the class of the field.
Toto Wolff hinted that he gave Antonelli a specific instruction before qualifying. Whatever it was, it worked. That kid drove like he owned the place.
The midfield is spicy, though. Ocon 12th, Hulkenberg 13th after looking quick all weekend. And both Aston Martins eliminated in Q1. Rough day for Alonso. Oliver Behrman missed Q2 by 0.002 of a second. That is the cruelest margin in qualifying. Albon just barely got him at the line.
And Carlos Sainz knocked out in Q2 as well. Williams have been anonymous this weekend. That car does not suit Suzuka at all.
Piastri is apparently under investigation by the stewards for something during qualifying. No word yet on what, but that could shuffle the grid before lights out.
The new Cadillac team is still finding its feet. Perez and Bottas both out in Q1, but honestly, for a brand new constructor, they are not embarrassing themselves. Also worth noting, Audi confirmed they are looking for a replacement for Jonathan Wheatley. That team is still in organizational turmoil despite Bortoleto driving well.
All right, betting cage time. Let me pull up the numbers. Julian is sitting on 700 credits. Julian, buddy, you need a result.
The variance has not been kind. I will take that on the chin.
Chloe leads the table at 1,062 credits. Nigel close behind at 1,025, and I'm at 905.
I have been saying Mercedes all season. Finally feels like the market is catching up to what I have been seeing.
Bets are still live for the race tomorrow. With Verstappen starting 11th, anyone who had him for a podium is sweating right now.
Antonelli from pole with that pace advantage is the obvious play. But Piastri from P3 with McLaren's race pace could be the value pick.
Now, looking ahead to Sunday, Suzuka is a figure of 8 with 18 turns, 2 DRS zones, and 5.8 kilometers of everything a car can be tested on.
The primary overtaking zone is the hairpin at turn 11. Long braking zone from the Degner exit, DRS assisted. That is where Verstappen will need to make his moves from P11.
Tire strategy will be fascinating. Cool March conditions could suit the softer compounds. A two-stop with soft to medium to hard might be aggressive but quick.
The spoon curve is the tire killer. Rear degradation through that long left-hander compounds over a stint. Whoever manages the rear's best wins.
Hamilton said he has done 0 laps on high fuel. And apparently there was a computer glitch during his preparation. Ferrari might be flying a bit blind into Sunday.
53 laps around Suzuka. The best circuit on the calendar. If Verstappen gets a clean start and an early undercut, P5 is realistic. The podium is a stretch.
That is a wrap on qualifying at Suzuka. Lights out tomorrow. Antonelli from pole, Verstappen from the wilderness. This is going to be unmissable. See you Sunday.